Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is SergioVengeance. Thanks for stopping by my channel today. Today I'm going to talk about Battlefield 5 and express my own opinions about what's been going on with Battlefield 5 the last month and the months prior to the game coming out. What I do want to say though is I appreciate you guys stopping by. If you guys like this video or anything, leave a like, subscribe, and I will try to make videos as often as possible moving forward. First thing I want to make very clear here is that I'm not a fan of EA games. The only title I buy from EA games is Battlefield in this point in time, because DICE does an incredible job on Battlefield games and they've been doing a great job since I got into this franchise and Bad Company 2. So don't let this make you think that I'm trying to be some champion for EA games, because EA games sucks. They treat their consumers terribly. Their other franchises and big franchises like FIFA and Madden and things like that are littered with microtransaction, loot box bullshit, and I don't agree with any of that. So for a second, if you're gonna leave a comment and say I'm being a shill for EA, I'm not. I hate EA games, and to be honest with you, the more damage that gets done to EA, I'm fine and dandy with. That's perfectly fine. Although I am a big Battlefield player and I will show bias towards this franchise, I'm going to take a moment here to agree with a lot of you on two things. The first one being that the Battlefield 5 reveal trailer was handled very poorly and was done terribly. DICE could have done a better job with this, but they didn't, and this fault falls on DICE and no one else's. Secondly, DICE did a terrible job with handling the response for this game. They made some comments towards gamers critical of the reveal trailer that could have been handled much better, but it wasn't. We're past that now, and the game is already out, and this has played a role in the game sales and how well the game is doing. After all of this has taken place, there's a lot of people making jokes about Battlefield 5, calling it gender-fueled, making, comments about it being, a social justice warrior game, and a lot of ridiculous nonsense. Although, I don't necessarily agree with some of the things DICE has done with this game, I will not deny the fact that this gameplay is very solid. The game is very fun. It's an addicting gameplay experience. When it comes to video games, this should be the primary factor to why people play video games, rather than discussing social justice warrior political bullshit about video games. It seems like a lot of this bashing that's going on with Battlefield 5 right now is coming from a lot of people that have not really invested a lot of time into this franchise, or have been playing Battlefield for an extended period of time. I understand people love drama, especially in the gaming world. It seems like a lot of people are jumping on this hype train of bashing Battlefield 5 and hating on it because it's a cool thing to do, rather than try the game themselves and make up their opinion for themselves. But this is the world we live in, especially with gaming. Public opinion means a lot when it comes to games now, but I want to take a moment to stress that I feel that a lot of you that are having opinions about Battlefield 5 and making jokes and things like that, if you have not spent the time or invested in this franchise whatsoever, I honestly don't know or understand why the fuck you guys are having so much outrage over this Battlefield 5 controversy. Especially if you had no interest in buying the game, and especially if you've had no interest whatsoever within the last 10 plus years of investing time into the Battlefield series. I see a lot of people on social media and also YouTube making videos trashing Battlefield 5, and a lot of these people have not invested time into the game itself. They're just contributing to a toxic circle jerk that's going on the internet, trashing a game franchise that they never really gave a shit about before. And I'm not saying that people can't have an opinion regarding this, but it just seems like a waste of time and a waste of breath to really make a fuss over something you really didn't give a shit about before. I understand that you may not be happy with some of the things DICE has done, but also at the same time, if you really didn't give a shit about Battlefield before, you really don't give a shit now, and your opinions aren't validated. Sure, you can have your own opinion, but at the end of the day, DICE knows that you aren't going to buy their game anyways, or play their game because you haven't in the 10 plus years. They also know that the dedicated players to Battlefield will understand some of the changes that they've made to the game, and understand that they're just cosmetic for starters, and also realize that they will take the time to play the game and make up their own minds for themselves. When it comes to Battlefield players, a lot of Battlefield players really only care about an enriching and addicting gameplay experience. Battlefield game doesn't have it, they won't buy it, but they'll make up their own mind and try it themselves rather than participating in some circle jerk that's going on the internet. The state of Battlefield 5 now needs improvement, and it's nowhere near perfect. However, this game didn't launch as badly as Battlefield 4 did, and people attacking Battlefield 5 now had a lot higher praise for Battlefield 4 when it launched. I absolutely love Battlefield 4, but the game launched a really buggy and laggy mess. Battlefield 5 still has its issues, but I will continue to play this game until it's no longer playable, or I lose interest. I know my opinions and words don't mean much, and I have a rather small YouTube channel. I'm just tired of seeing all the people making jokes and showing fake fucking outrage over a game franchise they didn't give a shit about before. If you really like Battlefield, then take the time to try the game out yourself, rather than just joining some circle jerk online of trashing the game. Leave feedback on how the game can improve to DICE rather than insulting them for the product that they put out. If you don't play Battlefield or have really invested time in this franchise whatsoever, cut the fake fucking outrage out. You never gave a shit before, and you still don't now. Stay in your lane and be critical for games you actually purchase and invest time in. You can have opinions, but your opinions don't mean shit to the players who still enjoy this franchise and play it regularly. On my final note here, I just want to stress two words here. Video game. This is a video game. We should be having fun playing video games rather than getting into arguments about, political, social justice, political bullshit in video games. Video games are used for an outlet so we can escape the real world and just have a good time. I understand this game takes place in World War II, and I'm not expecting 100% historical accuracy because it's a video game. I also don't expect this game to be a real-life World War II simulator. For shit's sakes, we get blown up by tanks and get shot in the head and be instantly revived by a syringe. It's a video game. We're supposed to have a good time. That's what video games should be about. Unless you're one of those people that get triggered because of killing Nazis in the game, but that's a different subject together, and you might want to just remove your red MAGA cap for that. That said, thanks for watching. You guys have a good day.